Jermaine Jackson is an American singer, songwriter, and bassist. He is best known for being a member of the Jackson family. From 1964 to 1975, Jermaine was second vocalist after his brother Michael of the Jackson 5, and played bass guitar. Since 1983 he rejoined the group, now known as the Jacksons. Jermaine sang the lead on some of the Jackson 5's biggest hits, and featured in I'll Be There and I Want You Back amongst others. When the four others left and had to reform as the Jacksons, Jermaine stayed at Motown and was replaced by his youngest brother, Randy. Jermaine had a solo career concurrent with his brother Michael's and some top 30 hits until the 1980s, produced and recorded duets with Whitney Houston at her debut in 1985, and was a producer for the band Switch. After 7 years he rejoined the Jacksons and remained throughout their various breakups and reunions. Net worth. Jermaine Jackson's net worth is estimated to be roughly $1.5 million. He owns a beautiful home in Calabasas, California. He purchased the home in 2004 for $550,000. Awards and honors. Jermaine had a hit with the cover Daddy's Home. It sold over 1 million copies and was awarded a gold disc. Jermaine was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for his 1980 album Let's Get Serious. He had a number of Billboard Top 30 hits throughout the 1970s and 1980s, including Daddy's Home, number 9, That's How Love Goes, Let's Be Young Tonight, Bass Odyssey, Feel the Fire, Let Me Tickle Your Fancy, featuring Devo on backing vocals, number 18, Let's Get Serious, number 9, also one of his only 2 UK hits, peaking at number 8, Dynamite, number 15, Do What You Do, number 13, and I Think It's Love, number 16. A duet with his brother Michael, Tell Me I'm Not Dreamin', Too Good to Be True, hit number 1 on the dance chart in 1984. He has been honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Early life. Jermaine was born December 11, 1954, at St. Mary's Mercy Hospital in Gary, Indiana. He is the fourth child born to Joseph and Catherine Jackson. Jackson's father Joe had musical aspirations, playing guitar with his brother Luther in an R&B band, the Falcons, and his mother Catherine, a devout Jehovah's Witness, was a passionate pianist and singer. Their large family and limited means made them refocus, with Catherine becoming a housewife, and Joe a steel mill worker at nearby Inland Steel Company in East Chicago, Indiana, where they lived before moving to Gary in 1950. When his father, Joe, worked long hours as a crane operator, Jermaine and his brothers, Tito and Jackie, secretly practiced their own songs using Joe's guitar, and they sang harmonies with Mother Catherine. Jermaine became the original lead singer, and also played the bass in the Jackson Brothers, an earlier incarnation of the Jackson 5 until 1966, when younger brother Michael began singing lead. Father Joe began rehearsing his sons under a strict regimen when he realized their potential, seeing his sons' talent as a way out of Gary. Jermaine would continue to provide some leads over the years. Jermaine graduated from Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, Los Angeles, California, in 1973. Career. Jermaine and his brothers first signed as the Jackson 5 with Gordon Keith of Steeltown Records in November 1967, and their first single, Big Boy, was released on January 31, 1968. After the group recorded 3 more songs with the Steeltown label, they were signed with Berry Gordy of Motown Records in 1969. As the co-lead singer of the Jackson 5 after his brother Michael, Jermaine sang notable parts of I Want You Back, ABC, I'll Be There, The Love You Save, Dancing Machine, and many other Jackson 5 songs. Jermaine performed as part of the group for 6 years. The Jackson 5 left the label and signed with Epic Records in 1975. However, Jermaine decided to stay with Motown Records, citing loyalty to the company as the reason. Jermaine split from the Jackson 5 to start a solo career at Motown, and was replaced by his brother Randy. Once signed with Epic, the group became known simply as the Jacksons. In 1983, Gordy asked the group to perform at the Motown 25 Yesterday, Today, Forever television special. After the success of the broadcast, Jermaine finally rejoined the band to record the album Victory, which featured all 6 brothers on the Jacksons' album cover. Jermaine also participated in the band's tour. He stayed with the group for their final album, 2300 Jackson Street, in 1989. Jermaine performed the song If You'd Only Believe on March 15, 1993, with his brothers Jackie, Tito and Randy, on the stage of the Grand Theatre de Genève for the Evening of the Nations. He also performed this song alone, on January 14, 1990, in Atlanta, in tribute to Martin Luther King, during King Week. In 1997, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the Jackson 5. In 2001, he reunited with his brothers to perform for the Michael Jackson 30th Anniversary Special. In 1985, his duet with Pia Zadora, When the Rain Begins to Fall, topped several singles charts in Europe. His final chart success, 1989's Don't Take It Personal, hit number 1 on the R&B singles chart. Some of Jermaine's finest moments as a singer can be heard in the soulful Castles of Sand and the Earth, Wind and Fire-inspired You Need to Be Loved. Jermaine was the executive producer of the Jackson Family Honors Concert televised from the MGM Grand on February 22, 1994. On May 19, 2003, he performed Let's Start Right Now live on the talk show The View, hosted by Barbara Walters. Jermaine is proficient on the electric guitar and is a talented bass guitar player. At an early age, he performed the parts of legendary bass player James Jamerson and others when the Five performed live. His main instrument was a Gibson EB-3. Jermaine also composed and produced for other artists, such as Switch, and he produced and sang duets on Whitney Houston's debut album for Records. Jackson is featured on the Switch track, Tahiti Hut, released in 2019, recorded during the Reaching for Tomorrow sessions. Jermaine was the first housemate to enter the Celebrity Big Brother 5 house in 2007, which he placed second. Jackson was part of the second season of the CMT reality show Gone Country. On the premiere episode of Season 3 of the ABC reality show Celebrity Wife Swap. In April 2007, Jermaine returned to the UK to take part in a one-off special of ITV's Challenge Anika. On the same trip, he appeared in Glasgow with British Prime Minister Gordon Brown, speaking in support of Searchlight magazine's anti-racism campaign, the Daily Mirror Hope Not Hate Bus. On November 23, 2007, Jermaine appeared on Katie and Peter, Unleashed. In 2008, Jackson flew to Australia to be a guest judge and mentor for the Top 5 Michael Jackson Night on Australian Idol. In March 2008, Jackson was the guest of honor at the Muslim Writers Awards in Birmingham. In 2009, Jermaine appeared on the A&E television series The Jacksons, A Family Dynasty, documenting what was supposed to be a 40th anniversary reunion between Jermaine and his brothers. The series lasted one season and Jermaine, along with his 3 brothers, was listed as an executive producer. In October 2010, Jermaine played a concert at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, naming it 40 Years of Jackson Music and dedicating the concert to Michael. In October 2012, Jackson released I Wish You Love, his first solo album in 21 years, consisting mostly of jazz covers. The album was arranged and produced by French opera singer David Serrero, who recorded a duet on Autumn Leaves with Jermaine, and was released by David Serrero Productions. They both performed You Are Not Alone, the musical, written, directed and produced by Serrero, in France in January 2013. The following year, You Are Not Alone, the musical live, was released on video and audio. Personal life. Jermaine's siblings are Rebby, Jackie, Tito, LaToya, Marlon, Brandon, Michael, Randy, and Janet. Jermaine has been married and divorced 3 times, and has 7 children. His first marriage was to Motown founder Berry Gordy's daughter, which lasted from December 15, 1973 until 1988. He has 3 children with Hazel. Jermaine LaJohn J. Jackson Jr., born January 27, 1977. Autumn Joy Jackson, born June 16, 1978. Jamie Jermaine Jackson, born March 17, 1987. Jermaine was in a relationship with Margaret Maldonado from 1986 until 1993. They have 2 sons. Jeremy Maldonado Jackson, born December 26, 1986. Jordan Michael Jackson, born January 5, 1989. He began a relationship with Alejandra Loaiza and married her on March 18, 1995. The marriage lasted until May 19, 2003. They have 2 sons. Jaffer Jeremiah Jackson, born July 25, 1996. Jermajesty Jermaine Jackson, born October 7, 2000. In January 2004, Jermaine met Halima Rashid. In March 2004, he proposed to her and 5 months later, they were married. Rashid filed a petition for divorce on June 21, 2016, citing irreconcilable differences. Jermaine started dating Mayday Velasquez after his 2016 divorce. They broke up after and he is currently single. Jermaine is a supporter of the English football team Sheffield Wednesday. In 1989, he converted to Islam after a trip to Bahrain. Other ventures. Jermaine actively advocates for charities such as the United Nations Foundation, Orca Network and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Jermaine Jackson has written poetry and published it in his book, I Am My Brother's Keeper, The Jermaine Jackson Story. He wrote the memoir You Are Not Alone Michael Through a Brother's Eyes, 2011. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon for content like this.